Hello, everyone, and welcome back to JaianMusic Notes. Today, we're doing part 2 of our Sonic X exploration, breakdown, analysis, commentary. Use your favorite word. Nonetheless, I am joined by 2 marvelous guests, 2 content creators, 2 huge Sonic X fans, and 2 musical appreciators. GoPro Kyo, how are you?
Hello.
All right, that's what we'll get for now. And Hotshot, how are you?
Kyo, I just want to say thank you for turning his dial back to English. That's all I can say. I can actually understand
you're
him
welcome.
now.
I finally found the reset button.
Thank
Donc
God.
maintenant, on va parler de Sonic X, une série incroyable. Au premier épisode, on avait vraiment parlé.
Damn it, Kyo.
Okay.
This is exactly like that scene in Toy Story 3 where Buzz Lightyear switched over to Spanish. Jaian is Buzz Lightyear right now.
What are you talking about?
Don't worry
Chiamo
about it.
Jaian, sono felice. Okay, I'll stop. In all seriousness, the first episode, the previous one, we talked about the Japanese score, the American score, what compares and contrasts. So go please check out that episode. We had a really fun time, especially at the end there. I kind of lost my mind, but that's okay. This happens. And on this episode, we're going to be going really into more of the localization choices, talking about how the anime bridged just anime and Western cartoons, and much more. But before we get into all that, a big thank you to the sponsor of JaianMusic Notes, Laser Audio Technologies. They make creative effects plugins, and if you use code JaianMusic, you get 30% off. So if you're a composer, sound designer, please go check them out, laser.io. All right, so many things to say here. The choices with the music shaped the identity of the shows, for sure, like we talked about it. I think a really important point we were talking about earlier was how the music was just to fill the gap, just to take space, drag and drop music, as Kyo said earlier. I thought was a perfect way to put it. My next question for you guys would be, do you feel like outside of just dragging and dropping, like we lose nuance and we lose detail because we said there were themes that were just heroic music for the heroes, sneaky music for the villains? I feel like we lose a lot of thematic cohesion and character nuance because of that. So do you think that the fact that we switch to a less detailed soundtrack, even though there's like 93 songs on your American one, do you feel like because of that switch and that move by 4Kids, we lose like detail in the characters because of the choice in music? I'll go to you first, Kyo, with that.
Yes and no. I mean, there's kind of an interesting relationship between an English dub and a Japanese dub, because they vary wildly in terms of like the sensibilities of who is directing at the time. So in Japan, like you obviously have like the director who's building the show up from the ground and making the show how they see it. But then you get the American version, which is in some ways translated, but also in translation, we lose some stuff. We lose a little bit of context, a little bit of nuance, and we also lose a little bit of how, like, more often than not, these 2 directors will probably never meet each other. So, like, the English director will probably never meet the Japanese director, and if they do, there's, like, a snowball's chance in hell that they will. And even more so, they probably don't always, and because of that, most of the time, they probably don't agree on how to tell a story. So I think that, like, if your question is like, why is there a whole different soundtrack for a different version of for the different dub of this series? I think it's honestly just like a director choice to a certain degree, and I think it's possibly because maybe the director of the English version probably saw it as more childish, so like he wanted a soundtrack that reflected that more. and they wanted to market it a certain way, so like they tried to like kind of steer it in the direction of the way the English director wanted it to sound.
I see what you mean, and I feel like I don't know if you guys can like maybe take a moment. If it'd be cool if you could like maybe just listen to like the first few seconds so you'll understand a little bit more. But if you go to the track 76 on the playlist of the American one, it's called Super Sweeper. I just chose it randomly. Do it or don't worry. Like I'll explain it to me. But like I listened to this song and I just feel like I'm hearing every single Star Wars soundtrack I've ever heard. It's just like this violin with this like, okay, we get it. You're like covering, it's wall to wall, and now here's a lead. Da da, like very simple. And that feels drag and droppy to me. It feels super drag and droppy, and it feels like it just fills the gap like we were talking about earlier. But my question for you, Hotshot, if I may ask, is outside of losing character nuance and detail, what do you think the music being so dumbified and simplified makes the series lose? You know, like outside of just, is it character growth? Like what other elements could we like be missing because of a more lackluster soundtrack?
So I think we do lose a bit, like because we lose a bit of the personality of the characters, and it's more so like a generic like, oh, Amy's the girl, so like happy and peppy music, or Cream's the innocent one, like or light and flowy, and Sonic's the hero, so he needs heroic and he needs heroic music. But the characters are like way more personality than that in a lot of their appearances. Like Sonic is the hero, yeah, but he's also brash, he's arrogant, he's kind of a dick, if we're being honest. Amy is like more self-assured. She's more she will do her best. She obsesses over Sonic, yes, but she kinda, in a way, and this is gonna be just go with me on the comparison here, kind of like Sakura, but more so in the way that she tries more than Sakura.
Everyone tries more than Sakura. Lisa from Terror and Resonance tries more than Sakura. Sorry, carry on.
Okay. Like the one that I feel like it does do well though is Cream, because her character is like the childhood innocence character, and that's really what she is even in the original. Like she's curious, she's optimistic, she's nice to everyone, and that is childhood innocence. So like some of these characters fit still with what OST changes are made to them, but a lot of them are way more generic. Like Big the Cat, for instance. Big is, well, Big. So his theme in the English OST is just like boom, 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 boom. Like it's like big and drummy, and just like he's stupid, kind of, if that makes sense in a soundtrack kind of sense. But he's way more of a like he watches out for others. Like he's a big klutz. He's kind-hearted, but he has more personality than just, here's a big fat cat.
I see what you mean, and I feel like what happens is like our characters don't become, they don't
become characters. They become archetypes.
No, they become categories. They become like character archetypes. Yeah. Like we go a step back because of that.
Yeah.
So, absolutely. Moving more forward, I really feel like this soundtrack, the fact that there's two versions and everything, the unique hybrid of it being like a Western cartoon and an anime, it does bridge, like, how can I say? It bridges some type of it creates a connection, because it's a unique hybrid that introduced many Western kids to Japanese storytelling, art, pacing, even if it was altered by 4Kids. So how do you find that how do you feel about Sonic X being one of the first anime that many kids saw without realizing it was anime? Let's forget music for a minute here. Like, just the fact that this westernized Sonic X was some of those American, Canadian, North American kids' first anime. How do we feel about that?
There are way worse shows that can be your first anime. There really are.
But back in the 2000s,
so,
Hotshot, you got to remember.
Well, like I said in part 1, Sonic X was like my gateway to other Sonic media, but it was also one of the first stepping stones in anime in general for me. Like, I have seen previous. So, like, at this point, I had seen Digimon, I had seen Pokemon, I had seen a bit of One Piece, I believe. But with Sonic X being one of the earliest iterations of an anime for you to be exposed to, there is so many worse things that can open your door to anime as opposed to this. And if you're gonna watch, like,
Sonic X is relatively inoffensive.
Yeah,
is probably the best way to put it.
Yeah, and like it does make you curious. Does Sonic X make you more curious about other anime? Not really, but it does make you more curious about Sonic as a whole, because if you grew up as a fan of Sonic X, you're going to want to explore more of that character as you can. But as far as like anime goes, is there really something that fits like Sonic X's like anime style, if that makes sense?
What do you mean? Think of?
Well, like I don't mean like as
far as like tone, or like how
I mean
something
like
similar to it.
I mean like tone and animation, kind of like in a way it's kind of like a watered down shonen.
I can't really think of anything that immediately compares. I'd say like maybe it's somewhat like in the same vein as like maybe Beyblade, but I've never watched an episode of Beyblade in my life, so I wouldn't really know.
Okay, it kind of fits. Okay, this is another 4Kids one, actually. It fits in that same kind of tone as Yu-Gi-Oh, like 4Kids Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, actually, I would argue that 4Kids Yu-Gi-Oh is 1,000 times funnier though, because they get some really funny jokes in there.
Oh, absolutely. But that's the thing. If you watch Sonic X and it opens the door, and then you watch Yu-Gi-Oh next, then everything after that is just like dominoes falling into place. Like, you get more and more anime as you go.
I think if Giant's question is Sonic X a good gateway anime, I would probably say no.
I'm actually on the opposite side. I'm going to say yes.
He said the quiet part out loud. No, I have to agree with Kyo. The soundtrack is just not good enough for me. I can't sit here and be like,
you told us to forget music.
Enough.
Music wasn't a thing.
But I can't forget music. Not on this podcast. You know what I'm saying? And I understand what you're saying for you. And you're not a musical person, but I am. In that sense, you know what I mean? Where you watch the show and you're like, oh, yo, like this is cool. Like punching each other, going fast. Oh, guitars, cool. I'm like listening to this and I'm like, what are you doing? Why do you not care about like the art? That's what it feels like. There's a song called Breakfast Hotshot. Don't make me do this again.
There's also a song called I'm a Hedgehog, Not a Cat, but that's not the point.
there isn't. I refuse to believe.
Yeah, there is. There is.
No,
but that's,
no, there's not. You're lying. You're literally lying.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I can tell you the number.
No, yeah. Tell me the number. I'm going to go there and it won't be that. So I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
It will be that.
No, it's not.
I'll bet you he's looking at it right now.
He can look all he wants. He's making it up, bro. That's AI generated titling right there. Like I don't
think it's not. I promise you.
Yeah, it is.
Shut up and talk amongst yourselves.
I don't care. I'm just telling you, this guy thinks he knows like the song titles by heart. He's scrolling. It's not there. You can control F all you want, Hotshot. It's not there, dude. It's not there. It's like, sure, there's 5 versions of Gotta Go Fast, but there's not
22.
even one What?
22. I'm a hedgehog, not a cat. Sonic X, 4Kids, Jet X OST. You can eat my chilliest dog, sir.
I am so disappointed by 4Kids. Like someone said that out loud. Someone said that out loud, and then someone else approved that. That's not right. That doesn't make it right, man. I'm a hedgehog, not a cat. 35 seconds long. I'm gonna have to give it in real time listen, I think. I don't even know what to think. I don't even. Oh, of course, there's one way. No.
I've never heard you more disgusted so quickly.
I am so disappointed right now. Like, I'm gonna put the.
I thought he said he was disappointed in you, and I was just like, Ginger didn't make it.
Hotshot, how dare you make this music?
Like you said, I'm not a music person.
Hey, if that was his first time, that's pretty good.
I can't believe you made a
I'm
song
not a music
like that.
person. I don't know if it's good or not.
Ginger's like, I have no responsibility for quality. That's not my job.
I don't know if it's good or not. That's so good. I don't know if it's good or not. Oh my god. That's really good. Well done, Hotshot. Well done. Oh, dude, that's good. Really good. Okay. So let's see here. Other things I wrote down. I'm trying to put it back together here. Did 4Kids musical choices succeed in tailoring their show to Western kids? No, it did not. It sacrificed something bigger. Yes, it did. That's what I think. I'm gonna go to Keel first.
Hold on.
I'm gonna go to Keel first.
Before you settle on that hill, let's also sit down and be aware that Sonic X is not a good show, despite the merits of the music. It's not good, at least until season 3.
I don't know. What do you think, Hotshot?
It is very tropey, and it is very child-centric. It's not especially compelling.
Listen, it's got a 6.62 on my anime list, so I don't know what you're trying to say right now.
Let's not act like we're talking about let's not act like we're talking about like the Cowboy Bebop of kids anime here. We're not.
Yeah, we're not.
And if there was one, I'm pretty sure it would be Bakugan. I've not seen that show either.
I can see.
I'm making that up. I've never seen an episode of Bakugan either.
It's more so the terror resonance for kids.
Terror and resonance for children.
Kids. Oh my god. Let's talk about anything else.
Fair.
Okay, I got a genuine question.
I'll bet he's regretting having us both.
No,
I'll bet he's regretting having us both.
I know what I signed up for. Don't even try. I know what I signed up for. Don't give me that. Here's my genuine question. Could a future remaster or streaming release benefit from offering both versions? You see what I mean?
No.
Like we're remastering.
It kind of has. It kind of has actually, because there's a release for the English version of the anime and the Japanese version.
Like for the soundtrack specifically is what I'm referring to.
No.
Oh well, yeah, they're out there right now. Like you can probably buy them for
like
a
version of it where they don't, like a remastered version where they cut out track 22, for example. Like where we don't have I'm a hedgehog.
No, it's essential to the story. We need to know that he's not a cat.
Yeah, if Chris doesn't understand, then no one will.
In all seriousness, I think you could do a best of Sonic X release and just like bring life back into this thing. Or let's just let it die. Also, both are okay.
Best of Sonic, it's a continuous story.
But you know what I mean. I'm talking about the...
No, no, I really don't.
I don't know if I do.
I'm saying that
if you release a best of Sonic X...
Yeah, I'm saying release a best of Sonic X soundtrack. You could do that, and it would bring good life back into the series, the fans, the people who enjoyed Sonic X.
Okay,
or
then you know the Western
we can also forget about track 22. How do you not get that? I was like, both are okay.
You know the Western release is just going to be 22 versions of Gotta Go Fast.
Gotta stop.
It's Sonic. He never stops.
Oh my god.
There's going to be one that says press circle button to slide, and that's going to be like the closest one you got.
Oh my god. Okay. But in all seriousness, Akio, what do you think? Like, if they released a best of Sonic original soundtrack, would you be down with that?
I mean, I wouldn't be against it. It's just like I don't necessarily see like just the soundtrack selling especially well. I'm sure that there's some diehards who prefer that, but I think as an overall package, like people would like to have like just both versions of it, just for the sake of preservation at the very least.
Yeah, like for some archival purposes, sure. I see what you mean. It doesn't have to be any deeper than that, though. It doesn't have to be any deeper than that. Okay, fair enough. Any thoughts, Hotshot, or should I jump to my final points here?
You can go ahead and jump to your final point because I'm kind of in the same mindset of Kyo. I'm not completely against the idea of a best of soundtrack, but I don't really see it being the major thing. Like when you compare music to Sonic, a lot of it is going to be Crush 40. A lot of it is going to be from the games. That's going to be what people remember more than a best of soundtrack from Sonic X.
Sure. I agree with that.
I actually wasn't kidding. I actually wasn't kidding when I said it's just going to be like 22 versions of Gotta Go Fast, because that's like the only song from the Western release that people remember.
Yeah, that is. Moving on. Objective here. Discuss how each soundtrack lives on in fan culture. I mean, we already went over this. Gotta Go Fast. It's a pop culture reference. It's been said way too many times on this podcast today. And then I think that the Japanese score, like from what I saw, like on Reddit and stuff, there's like definitely a niche appreciation for it, especially amongst like musicians and anime soundtrack collectors. That's another. Actually, I wrote this down for big reasons because I feel like specifically the Japanese one, not the American one. I feel like the Japanese soundtrack could be one of those releases that gets like a vinyl release and people would buy it. Like, I could picture that. The American one, no way. I can't picture that. But the Japanese one, do you guys see what I mean?
Okay, I see what you mean on that. And I will say, I actually can see if the Western release one was made on vinyl, like specifically on vinyl, I can still see collectors buying that.
I could see both. I could see that working for. I can see it working for both. Like, I think people will probably collect it like one way or another, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because if you're asking the Western one, Jaden, yes, because collectors
obviously
will collect...
it's not as popular, granted, but like no. I think people would still want it for like the sake of just having it. But
you underestimate collectors; they will collect anything with the name attached.
Yeah,
Gotta Go Fast.
Collectors are pretty rabid.
Hey, I'm sorry. Look in the mirror. You guys collect everything.
That's why I know.
Exactly.
You know how much Pokemon stuff I have, Jaian. This is why I know this thing, because I have a problem. And I know I have a problem, and that's that I don't have enough Pokemon stuff, and that takes up like 3/4 of my wall.
Last year it was half of his wall, guys. It's getting
I'm
worse.
Getting more.
It's not getting more. It's getting more worse. Okay. But in all seriousness, and then we talked about like other, like the movies, the games. I feel like those soundtracks live and expand the Sonic musical universe way more than the OST for Sonic X. So let's see. If you had to score Sonic X from scratch, this is my final question. Would you lean more into the Japanese emotional depth or the 4Kids accessibility and drag and drop of it? Which one feels more right to you as a Sonic X fan? Let's say you had musical abilities and could do it yourself. I'm going to start with you, Kyo. What would you choose?
I think a grand majority of the music in season 3 is probably the best. Like, I think emulating Star Wars for like the space exploration portion of their series, like season 3 is widely considered like the best out of the seasons, which I think a lot of the music is still a lot of it is very tropey. It is still very Mickey Mousey, very kiddie. But the later episodes, so like there's a point in the final 2 episodes where a character dies, and the music that they use in the English version, it's pretty good. It's serviceable. It's not terrible, but the but very blatantly the original Japanese one where they have I think they have like a full song with lyrics and everything in it for the final for that character's final goodbye, and it's a very pretty song. I think what was it called? I can't remember what it was. I just looked at it like a minute ago, but
I think it's actually called Final Goodbye. Goodbye, my friend.
What is it called? It's called shoot. Well, I can't find the name, but but the final song is probably the best out of them all. It's the Shining Road. That's the name of the song.
Got you. So you would.
It's very
Are you saying you're leaning more towards Western, or are you more Japanese? I'm trying to.
I do agree that the Japanese song. So like the one that I just mentioned, the Shining Road is the Japanese song, but the English one does have a pretty serviceable piano melancholy sound to it. It is still a little pandering, but it works fairly well. I don't think that the soundtrack for the English version is bad necessarily. It's just from a different time, and it just doesn't work when you try to compare it to the Japanese soundtrack, which seems to have a fair deal more substance by comparison. But you're still putting. I still think that like overall Sonic X is not an incredible show. The music does play a part in making it better in Japanese, but it is still kind of a mid-tier series just overall.
So if you were recomposing the music, then would you lean more so towards the Japanese style or the English style?
I absolutely would. I think like a 5 or 10% difference is a big difference.
So you'd lean more
in terms of
the
the storytelling,
style?
at least. Yes, I would.
Okay.
I would absolutely lean it toward that direction.
That was the question that started this whole time.
I'm sorry.
No. How dare you speak your opinion on a podcast? Oh my God. Never having you on again. And what about you, John? American or Japanese?
Mexican.
Explain.
They don't have their own soundtrack.
Exactly. It's a fresh new market.
Well, that's funny that works that way.
So between the two, really, this is going to be weird, but I'm going to say Western. And the reason for that is, well, yeah, but the reason for that is that as pandering and as handholdy and as drag and drop as it is, it still played a massive part to a lot of people opening the door and discovering more. So I'm treating it more as a stepping stone as opposed to like a work of art that it deserves to be. Because Sonic X does deserve to, like the original Sonic X does deserve to be respected. But you can't really replace the nostalgia of Sonic X to a lot of people who heard the original Western soundtrack first before discovering the Japanese soundtrack later. And I am one such person. Like, I don't know if Kyo said it on this episode or a previous episode, but recently we started watching the Japanese Sonic X with Yuki, and it is vastly different in tone. It is way more adventurous, way more heroic, and a bit grimier and a bit darker as opposed to the more lighthearted feeling of the Western. But when I look back on the nostalgic side of things, that Sonic X being one of my very first animes to get me in the door, I'm grateful for it, and I'd want to incorporate that in soundtrack included to people who want to explore that avenue further. Like, if people want to slam that door shut that I opened, by all means, go for it. Not your thing. But those few people that I can get, I would more than happily do it for the Western version.
That's fair enough. For me, it's got to be the Japanese version all day. I feel like
again,
it's
not
so
surprising.
much more developed. Yeah, if it's more sophisticated, more developed, more intentional with the series. It fulfills the purpose of supporting the show way better than the Western one, in my opinion. The more we talk about it, the more I listen to the soundtracks, it's clear as day for me at the end of it all. So I feel like these are good final thoughts. I want to take a moment and just thank my guests, Hotshot and GoPro Kyo, for lending their ears and insights to this episode. It's always exciting to revisit a show that means different things to different people, especially when music plays a central role. So if you enjoy the show, please give it a follow at JaianMusic on social media, JaianMusic.com. Give us a 5-star review. Use code JaianMusic, 30% off Laser Audio Technologies plugins. GoPro Kyo, where can people find yourself?
I'm on the Blue Sky. I'm on the Newgrounds. I'm on the YouTube, and I'm GoPro Kyo everywhere you go.
Love it.
And I also make Naruto Abridged on Project Shuriken.
He does, and we do talk about Naruto Abridged on this podcast once in a while, so I encourage people to
There's
check
an episode or two about it, too.
Yeah. We did 2 episodes so far about the music in the Abridged, and I honestly love those recordings. It's a lot of fun. Hotshot, where can people find you?
You guys can find me on YouTube, Blue Sky, Twitch, and I'm also on Project Shuriken with Kyo as a VA and a writer on there. And like Kyo's GoPro Kyo everywhere, I am Hotshot Ginger everywhere.
Perfect. All right, so for myself, GoPro Kyo and Hotshot, this has been another episode of JaianMusic Notes. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.